out a new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. After Danny Jacobs loses to Canelo Alvarez, at least that's the plan for Golden Boy. And I think for the DAZN, now that they invested around $330 million in Canelo Alvarez, I'm going to let you know what plans they have for Danny Jacobs after this fight. You know, saying that he loses because if he wins, he's going to have to do a rematch with Canelo unless he do some devastating damage. But we back. Goodfellow Sports TV, we in the building. Appreciate everybody for showing love. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Appreciate everybody back in the building. And what's going to happen is this, and I've been saying this for quite some time. They're going to use Charlo. They're going to use, Danny Jacobs as a hitman. You know what I'm saying? They're going to use him to go after Charlo. Now, I heard somebody say Danny Jacobs in the interview alluded that he wanted to go after Charlo. He dropped hints. If he loses this fight, they're going to use him to lure Charlo over to the DAZN. Now, Danny Jacobs have a 3-fight deal with the DAZN. I believe it is $15 million for Canelo around there, and maybe $3 or $4 million a piece for 2 more fights. So one fight at 3 or 4, another fight at 3 or 4. So what they're gonna do is use Danny Jacobs to lure Charlo over to the DAZN. Now they've been saying Charlo signed to the DAZN. Eddie been saying come to the DAZN, come to the DAZN. We paying him double what he making. They don't know exactly what the brother's making, but similar to the welterweight division on PBC. You know, they say, well, you know, Bud should come to PBC, even though we all know that's not going to happen. But on PBC, who fighting each other? Because Sean Porter and Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman all been eluding Spence for 2 years now. So what am I coming over to PBC and I'm not going to get the fights that I want, right? Same thing with Jermall Charlo. You know, why am I coming to the DAZN when Golovkin don't want to fight me? It's been ordered. Okay, if y'all win the purse bid, I come fight on the DAZN. If it's right, I sign a deal, right? Golovkin don't want to fight you. Demetrius Andrade definitely don't want to fight him. He pulled out his brother a couple years ago. I mean, who I'm going to fight? My mandatory is supposed to be ordered against Canelo Alvarez. They were supposed to order Jermall Charlo a title eliminator to get to Canelo. He's just an interim title. So what they going to do is say, oh, we're going to order this title eliminator at the end of the year versus somebody else. And they supposed to be giving Canelo a special, making him the supreme or some champion. People forget that. They got a new championship status for Canelo if he wins Saturday. So that's going to mean, you know, Charlo really not going to be able to touch him. So what they want to do is they want to lure Jermall Charlo to the DAZN with Danny Jacobs. Now, they got the perfect play. If Jacobs is competitive or semi-competitive or even not competitive at all versus Canelo Alvarez, they're going to use him. Oh, I pulled up on Charlo and Charlo was scared to fight me, and I came up on Charlo and told I was touching M's, and everybody say, ooh, Danny Jacobs punked Jermall Charlo. And that's what it looked like physically. If you didn't hear what they were saying, it did look like he pulled up on him. You know what I'm saying? But what was said was Charlo was like, you drop your opponent, I drop mine. Danny Jacobs started talking about money. Now we referencing back to that coward shit. When somebody say, let's square up and let's fight, let's bang it out, and then somebody get to talking about how much money they got, how much dough we touching, I'm touching M's, they fought a week apart. Because remember the Hugo Centennial Jr. fight got pushed back because Centennial broke his ribs, and that's how Charlo ended up on the Broner Vargas card with Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jesus Clayar. I went to that fight, and that's how he ended up on that fight card. And the week before, and then he caught Danny Jacobs before they fights happened. He fought 1 week, and then Danny Jacobs fought the very next week. And he said, you drop your opponent, I drop mine, we can fight right now. Danny Jacobs said, oh, I'm touching M's, and you ain't made this, you ain't made that. All right, at the end of the day, he said, let's scrap. Let's square up. You drop your opponent, I drop mine. Danny Jacobs didn't want it. It's an article out there saying that Eddie Hearn did not want Danny Jacobs for Jermall Charlo. Fast forward a year later, if he loses to Canelo, that's going to be the plan. Unless Danny Jacobs get knocked out really, really bad, the plan is going to be for them to use Danny Jacobs as a human shield for Canelo Alvarez. If Danny Jacobs beat Charlo, he'd be the interim title, and somehow he'd end up with that WBC championship. Or he'd get another shot at Canelo, which I don't think Canelo really give rematches like that. He gave Miguel Vasquez a rematch back in the day when they had a close fight. Okay? But at the same time, That's just going to be what's happening. I'm telling y'all, that's what they going to do. Because Triple G refused to fight him. They ordered 2 title eliminators for Triple G to fight Charlo, I believe. He refused to respond, right? Andrade really don't want to fight him, right? And I got a video coming about him later in the morning. He don't really want to fight him. So Danny Jacobs, you know, he's going to fight him and try to get that interim title. And they're going to try to, you know, get Canelo to move up. He's talking about moving up to 175 and fighting and Kovalev. So if Danny Jacobs will ever be Charlo, either Canelo rematch or Canelo drop the WBC belt or give him the championship and he'll be the full WBC middleweight champion. So the zone is very calculated like every other you know, fight platform. So, you know, that's basically what they're going to do. And what else Charlo going to do? Let's go to 68. And I hate to see him go to 68 and all he accomplished was a fake interim title. You know? So for him, he might have to go over there and just rock with Al and just hope for Al to thug it out. And then hope for him and him and Hurd to come up or his brother to come up and they can, you know, force some mandatories to win some purse bid and get a few of them dudes to drop their belt. Is going to have to be the game plan for them. You know, Al Heyman is going to have 3 premier, or at least 2 or 3 premier junior middleweights coming up if they don't all fight each other. And Harrison, Charlo, which they already know they fighting, Hurd, and then he already got Jermall there. And then he still got Derevyanchenko, who just won the title eliminator for the IBF over Jack Colclough. But what they going to try to use is Danny Jacobs as a fucking shield for Canelo Alvarez to take care of that. That's why they never named another title fight eliminator for Charlo. They're going to try to get Danny Jacobs or order Danny Jacobs for the title eliminator for Canelo, for Jermall Charlo. So Jermall better be prepared, but it should be an easy fight to make. I think Al will negotiate Jermall a good deal. But at that point, if you're Jermall, do you really want to fight Danny Jacobs? Don't you want to get your shot at Canelo? Canelo not trying to fight Jermall Charlo. For whatever reason it is, we could talk about the Korobov fight. We could talk about what Danny would do to him. We could talk about a lot of things, but why don't Canelo want to take this fight? And also, I'm going to talk about Canelo a little bit later in the morning. Like I said, why is he trying to use Triple G as a lead back to block and get Demetrius Andrade out the way? He been ducking Demetrius Andrade in the Charlos for years, and I can do a video stamping the timeline, you know? But this is just real stuff. Why do black fighters got to go through all the difficulty? And we've been dominating the sport for years. You think we have, you know, the easy route, the yellow brick road. But then again, you got to remember, boxing is conditioned for Hispanic fighters to dominate, even though black fighters have dominated over the course of time. May it have been from the UK, from America, from Africa. It doesn't fucking matter. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, fighters of color, Cuba, have dominated the sport, but Hispanics continue to dominate the business side of the sport because that's what boxing cater to, the Hispanic fighters. That's it. They don't believe in the black the dollar. They believe in the Puerto Rican dollar, but not the Dominicans. Obviously not the Cubans. They'll believe some UK come over and get some money. You know, but at the same time, Jermall Charlo better be prepared. He fighting Brandon Adams. I'll talk about that in the morning. And about how bad that card is. But for the same time, he get his wish to fight Danny Jacobs. I think it's a good fight. You know, forget the business. If it's on his own and Danny Jacobs, you know, it's a disputed decision versus Canelo. He barely loses to Canelo. As long as he don't get iced or get supremely dominated, it's a good fight. What if Danny Jacobs win and Canelo don't want the rematch right away? He want to contemplate his life over, and you get, you know, Danny Jacobs and Charlo for 2 belts. You know, it don't get no better than that. All right? But if Danny win, he probably have to rematch Canelo. Maybe if not right away. Does they make Danny Jacobs and Charlo? No, they go try to make Danny Jacobs somebody else. Maybe Andrade. Maybe then Triple G want to step up. Maybe fight Triple G leftover, Steve Rollins. You know, but they going to really protect Danny Jacobs. If he lose, they going to do the Charlo fight. I'm telling you. I know boxing, man. I know how boxing business work. I don't always want to talk about it, but that's just the business side of it. But Charlo better be prepared for that. He get past Brandon Adams, the guy who won the Contender. I believe that's going to be June 29th in Houston, Texas. So you out there in Houston, support the Charlo twin, Jermall Charlo. That's the less angry one. The big little brother, the big brother, I think. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Appreciate the love and support for the channel. The best way you can donate is just share the videos or you can donate using the link in the description. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, lotion, soaps, foot soaps, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much, much more. Website, promo code in the description. You won't be mad. They got 100% all natural products, you know, from scratch. Check them out, man. Website, promo code in the description. One time for the one time we gone.